All right, everybody. So in case you missed the announcement that I posted on Facebook, I want to go over and do it in essentially in person. Everybody, we got some awesome news. So if you're just joining in and you guys don't know, because we got a bunch of new subs and everything else, and people talking and all that stuff. My son has muscular dystrophy. It's a degenerative disease and everything else, and we've had like a hell of a time getting him the health care that he needs and everything else. Well, he started his infusion 3 weeks ago. Um, he had his third infusion on Friday, and there was an immense, and I mean immense amount of improvement over what he was before. After his first dose, hey, what's up, Garcia? After his first dose, he was already had increased energy and everything else. And since we see him on a daily basis, we don't notice a lot of the minute stuff like gradual change, sort of like how you might be on a diet and you're losing a bunch of weight. You just don't realize it because you see yourself in the mirror every single day. Whereas somebody hasn't seen you in a month says, "Wow, did you lose some weight?" That's essentially what happened with Damian because his nurse came in. Um, for his second dose and goes, "Oh my," she goes, "This is amazing. Your son has increased movement in his arms and his trunk being your torso area. So his arms are typically, I'm trying to see if I can do it, like locked at that's about as far as he can usually take it. He can go in, but he can only go about so far because of the way the tendons are. Typically, also, if he has to lift something or carry something, he has to essentially throw his body out using all of his weight to use leverage to put stuff down. Well, after the first week, he was almost able to fully extend his arms, which is fantastic. On Friday, he got his third infusion, and when he was there, Damien actually was able to put his hands on top of his head and touch his head. He hasn't been able to do that for about almost 3 years now, 2 to 3 years. It's been a while since he's been able to touch his own head. Um, so the gene therapy is working. It's fantastic. It's doing everything that we hoped would happen, and it's working. It's the most fantastic portion of it. Um, but that's not even the great news that I'm announcing about. So another key piece of equipment that we needed for Damien was the action track chair, NR. It's important for the NR because it's a standing sit to stand wheelchair. It's also only 29 inches wide, which means that it can get through doors. It's wheelchair accessible, and all that. So, or it's ADA compliant, so it can go on the school bus and everything else. He's been prescribed this for about 2.5 to 3 years now. It's been a long time. We've been trying to get this, and every insurance company has been denying it. Deny, 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 deny. Um, well, today got the phone call. Make a Wish has either paid or the transaction will be tomorrow for Damien's action track chair. So not saying, I mean, not like, oh, he might get it. No, he's getting his action track chair. It's going to be lime green. It's going to be 20 inches wide so he can grow into it. It's going to be configured for him and everything else. Now, there are a few accessories we're going to have to purchase for it because they can only get the base model because of how expensive it is. But this is a massively big deal because we finally get him the freaking chair that he's been prescribed, that he's been needing for years. Um, it's so important on so many levels because the sit to stand function will actually help straighten out his legs because right now he's got no strength to push his legs outward. Um, so you have to start like essentially releasing those tendons to stretch them out. Um, so it's really awesome news. It's really fantastic that he's going to get this chair, which means that he has full mobility throughout the house now. He'll have full mobility at school. So when he actually go out for PE and everything else, he can actually go out with the entire class to wherever they're going to and not have to worry about the grass or anything else. Um, it means that when the Boy Scouts do their walks and everything else, my wife's not pushing the chair behind them. Um, he's actually able to go on all the trails and everything else that we're going to go on to. So Yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. It's one of the best news bits of news that we could ever hear, and we're actually gonna be putting on, and it's actually gonna be a pretty big deal for Make-A-Wish too, because this is a really large wish they're fulfilling. So, we'll have more dates as information as it becomes available, like when is the chair actually gonna be delivered. When it does, there's gonna be media out there and everything else. Um, yes, Garcia, it's so he could play, and that's the idea. Greg, I called. First person I called was my wife to tell her the good news. Hey, we got the chair. Second person I called was Papa and say, I got good news and bad news. Which one do you want first? He goes, give me the good news. I was like, Damian got his chair, and then he goes, "Ugh, now I got to get to work building the targeting system. I was like, yes, you do, yes, you do. Um, and then we get to put him in casement plexi and everything else to protect him and all that. But this is like, you know, it all the stuff finally coming together is what the stuff that we've been waiting for. You know, it does mean that we have to raise us a little bit more money for them beyond the 16 that we are looking at. So now we got to go to 18 because that's how much the accessories are going to cost. Like two major things that he's going to need for that chair is they have a platform that you can put on the back where you can put a generator, which is going to be needed. Also, the place to put the oxygen tank, they need one of those. And also the uh, trailer for the back of the vehicle. So um, he's going to need that. The hell? Oh, so it's going to be fantastic. And for those, let me show you what the chair looks like because most people are like, "What the hell is this? What's an action track chair?" Let me pull this up here real quick. Uh, Let's see. Share screen. Share. Let me just make it big. So, um, this is the larger version of the sit to stand chair. So his chair is going to be the Action Traction Standard NR. So this is his chair right here. This is the one that he's going to be getting. We just have to clarify what things are coming on it. So we make sure that we have everything that he needs. So that's when it's sitting, standing. We need this platform for sure on the back. Um, and we need attendant controls. For them. There's, well, let's see here. Uh, Hot lime green. That's his color. Um, I think he's just getting the black one of those. So we are going to need the attendant control, which we're not sure if it comes on there. The real utility rack. Um, I was looking at this right here, this this rifle mount post. I was like, is that really going to be able to hold the minigun? I don't think so. Um, I guess you guys, we never did show this off before of what it is. We really want to get the headlight systems, but I think we have a person that's for that already, uh, and we need the track standard carrier here. So those are like the major things that we need: is the attendant control, track standard, um, and the rear utility rack are the stuff that we definitely need for the chair. So we just have to find out if what's coming with it, um, and all that fun jazz. So thanks, Thomas. Am I going to see you this weekend at the ATE event at Wayne's World? I hope I will. Um, so This is gonna be awesome. I mean, really, it is. I cannot stress enough, uh, just how cool this really is gonna be, um, and just getting all the stuff set up for him is gonna be really, really awesome. Um, I really cannot express it enough how important this is. I mean, it's been, uh the other thing that we really hope to do with this is when we have all the news media and everything else that are paying attention to what's going on, that we're able to, um, get the medical community, especially the durable medical equipment people, to look at these chairs as a viable option for mobility for people with disabilities. Um, if that can happen, we can really open up a whole new world for people that are wheelchair bound. You know, um, the only real difference between these action track chairs and a motorized chair is the tracks. I mean, and that's the biggest fight on it. They go, "Well, that's just weird." It's like, it's not weird, it's a bigger footprint. That means there's less chance of toppling over, there's less chance of bottoming out, less sinking issues and everything else. It means people could just keep going. Why isn't this normal yet? Because it's weird. Um, so I figured I'd come online. Tomorrow is still our 3-hour live stream. We're gonna be doing the Return to Zion AAR. We'll be talking about ATE's event, and we'll be prepping for next week's 24-hour live stream. Jesus Christ, it's next week. 24 hours next week. I'm sorry, not 24. It's going to be 27 because we're going from 7 till 10 um, the next day. So hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow about the AAR, and we'll go through and do something. So thank you very much for tuning in, guys. We just want to give that quick announcement. It's absolutely fantastic. Um, and I hope to see you all tomorrow for the live stream. So, with that being said, may your opponents always call your hits. Oh shit, that's fucked up my extra. With that being said, may your BBs fly true and your opponents always call their hits. Good night.